Okay, here's a side panel I'm going to be putting a window in. I just thought I'd give you a quick before on it. I'm going to remove the grill section. As you can see, the grill section is not level with this section, which means I got to come down more to catch that. You can see the perimeter up here is one width, similar width, skinnier, fatter, fatter. So there is no even perimeter exactly, but you can see this is going to take some work because I've got to cut this out, and you can see it's going to come past this line, so I'm going to have to blend and blend. Too much fun. I thought I'd just show you all the little steps in brief. These are little plastic fasteners that have a expanding back. So all you do is push one through, find one in frame here that you can see clearly. Find something that you like to work with that you can push through. You push it through. That's it. It's been released. Okay, so you do that to all the little black things and hang on to them. We're not using them, but you know, hang on to them. And what I need to do right off the bat is, because this panel was sent with such loving care, I certainly can't just start hacking at it without protecting it. Matter of fact, I always do this. It's just the way I start. Get out the blue tape. This shit is not cheap. It's $6 a roll. But compared to screwing up somebody's panel, it's cheap. Right? The idea is that this thing's going to get flipped around all different directions and handled and looked at and cut. So I can't have any metal showing except what I'm interested in chopping on. Now before I get right up to here, I'm going to try and use the tape just to eyeball a straight edge there. You gotta be careful with masking tape. It's very flexible, so you don't get a true edge unless you are gentle with it. And we'll just put one along here. Same deal. Using the tape like a straight edge just to get an idea of where I'm going to be cutting. I want to keep this edge if I can. Keep that profile. I can just use the square by itself to do a quick check. Okay, that is now inside there. And that is well inside there. Maybe too much now. So it's much better to check, 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 and double check, and then leave yourself a little room for filing if you're doing something like this, because you only get one deal at it. Right now the bit's about the same on either side. So here, let me go ahead and fire it up. See what happens. As you can see, I'm getting real close to where I want to be. All I want to do is take out that little bevel there and leave myself a radius. And I want it to be in the right place. Looks like I am so far. Just keep going. Down to the yellow tape. That's the radius that's on the rest of the panels. And see, now I've got something I can work with. And then we'll just repeat the procedure again. Much tedious aligning and whatnot. And then the whole thing will get clamped down very securely. And all I'm going to do is just put a little radius right there using this tool. I don't want to get too close to the edge because I got a file to that to save the paint and make it look pretty. There you have it. Alright guys, the next step was to make some strips to make up for the profile. This thing has steps that are a little bit more than 1/4 inch. What I did was I made up some little strips so I could get in there nice and tight. This will let me bear down on this a little better. I put a block under this. This still sticks up, but it's not a big deal. It'll let me bear down on it properly. So I got that so it follows the edge. Here's another piece that will go like that with a double stick to follow the edge. Okay, and that'll be that. Alrighty. The next step, okay, was to do pretty much the same thing. Once I have it supported, now I've got it where I can really bear down on it, and I have everything supported so the panel's not going to be flexed or warped or getting vibrated or scratched. Okay, stuck down some more sticks with more tape, and rather than use a jigsaw, I can use this edge to guide my fine Multimaster, and this is a very, very good steel blade. I really kind of hate to use it in this capacity, but what I do is I dip it in Tapmatic cutting wax. I just keep dipping it and cutting it and dipping it and cutting it and move along, and I'll cut both parts out, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I just wanted to show you what the fine Multimaster is doing. So it cuts along this nice finish here. It's just leaving a little groove. And a stop short of the hole. Stop short of the hole. Just have to make multiple passes back and forth. Now we pop off the sticks. After I've made my long cuts, I've already freed up the two ends with a little nip. Just at that point. So probably take the tape off somewhat. Not too bad. You have to do multiple things like this. Keep these clean, you can re-stick them. I don't think we're going to be doing any multiple anything right now. So, now what's left is a little cut down into there and there, which is best performed by this extremely noisy saw. I'll save you that. Okay, once I got the stuff removed, which is this, just the piece came out right. Next step would be to get that radius to blend. I'm going to start by removing a fair amount of the material, low speed with this puppy here. I don't want to burn the finish, so I'm going to try and work slowly. Here's a quick look after the cutting. I seriously doubt you'd be able to achieve that with a Dremel or a jigsaw, but you know, you might have the talent for it, man. All that's left, two holes, cut a piece of plastic, which I have sitting over there, and this baby is ready to go. Okay, I got the panel cut. As you can see, it's not a normal shaped panel. So, a little more time, but whatever. This is impact resistant Duraplex by Plaskolite. It's very nice stuff. And I've taped it in place so that I can flip it over and drill the holes. Okay, holes drilled. Next step will be riveting the window in place. And when you're doing riveting plastic, it would behoove you to use backup washers to catch your rivet so that the rivet expands into the washer, not into the plastic. Hey guys, I'm going to show you the rivet installation from the front and from the back. You'll notice that I just pulled the protective film back enough to get to my rivet. That's all I want. That way I don't have to worry about fingerprints or anything else. First thing I do is I poke the rivet through from the front side. Make sure it's got the piece sandwiched the way I want, that there's nothing in between it, no grit, nothing. And I slip the rivet tool over it. I have a little piece of tape on my rivet tool head. Okay. And you'll see that I try and keep everything squished, but once I get that thing trapped, then I put my fingers over the head so that when it snaps, there's no chance of it bouncing back and hitting the panel or anything like that. Make sure that that thing is going to go through. Wiggle it if you have to. Get it so it sandwiches it really nice. Okay, and you want to put your little 1/8 inch, has to be 1/8 inch washer, not just some washer you found laying on the floor. It has to be specific. Tape up the head of this thing. This tape will rip through, so you got to move the tape around. Poke it through the tape hole. Push it right up on it. Once it starts to grab where you don't have to hold that washer anymore, put your fingers around the front. And there you have it. Perfect installation. Alright, you'll notice I still have my protective film here, mainly adhered to this, right? All I got to do is tape it back down with some blue tape. This panel will be ready to ship. This is the way it looks with rivets. Very nice and clean all the way around. Okay? On the inside, same deal. Very nice, very professional looking. So that's how you run a window like a boss. Alright, thanks for the work.